In the last episode, Ryan, Alina, and Haveli discovered a secret chamber hidden beneath the Havelian eerie room, housing a cradle with a ghostly doll. The diary of Zoya revealed a deeper, more tragic past than they'd imagined. They learned that Zoya wasn't just a spirit, she was a cursed bride, a victim of an ancient ritual gone wrong. As the truth unraveled, the Haveli grew darker, and the friends realized that what haunted them wasn't just a ghost, but the memory of a wedding night never fulfilled. The candles are lit, the circle is drawn. Tonight, love must conquer death, or the shadows will never release their grip. In this haunting chapter, Ryan and Alina attempt to recreate Zoya's doomed wedding night. But what if she never wanted freedom, only revenge? Welcome to Haunted Love, Episode 11, The Wedding Night. The Haveli groaned under the weight of centuries, its corridors darker than ever, as if the very walls held their breath. Alina stood motionless in the hidden chamber, her eyes locked on the cradle. The doll within seemed alive, pulsing with an energy that reeked of sorrow and vengeance. Ryan stepped forward, whispering, "It's time we end this." But something inside Alina stirred, a memory. No, someone else's memory, Zoya's. Alina closed her eyes, and suddenly, the world shifted. She wasn't in the chamber anymore. She was Zoya, dressed in red, surrounded by flames, a wedding in progress. But everyone's face was blurred, featureless, emotionless, silent, except one. A man with a hollow gaze, pouring Sindor into her hairline, tying a blood-soaked cloth around her wrist. Zoya's heart screamed, "This is not love, this is a ritual." The guests clapped like puppets, and in the shadows, the same doll sat quietly, watching. Alina jolted back into reality, breathless. "She was never loved," she whispered. "She was sacrificed." The diary's last warning echoed in her mind. Only true love can free her. Haveli found a rusted box under the cradle. Inside it were 3 objects: a blood-stained wedding ring, a locket with Zoya's portrait, and a torn piece of her wedding sari. Ryan reached out. "We use these in the ritual. We rewrite her night with love." They transformed the hidden chamber into a ceremonial space. Candles lined the walls. Salt encircled the cradle. The diary lay open on the floor. Alina, dressed in white, took Zoya's place willingly. Ryan stepped into the circle, heart pounding. He held her hands, looked into her eyes not with fear, but with love. "I choose you, not because I must, but because I want to." A single tear fell down Alina's cheek. Suddenly, the temperature dropped. The candles flickered. The air grew heavy. The cradle rattled violently. And then she appeared. Zoya stood between them, transparent yet radiant. Her eyes were filled with longing, sorrow, and exhaustion. She looked at Alina herself. She looked at Ryan, what she never had. In a voice that trembled the earth, Zoya said, "I waited for someone to love me, not for my beauty, not for a ritual, but for my soul." Ryan stepped forward. "Then be free. Let love find you, even in death." Zoya smiled soft, genuine, and began to fade. But just before disappearing, she whispered, "Not all shadows leave." As Zoya vanished, the Haveli shook. The salt circle exploded outward. Haveli was thrown against the wall. The cradle burst into flames. Alina collapsed, clutching her head, screaming. A voice spoke inside her mind. Zoya's again. "I left something behind." The walls of the chamber cracked open, revealing a staircase spiraling downward into darkness. Ryan lit a torch. "She's not done. Something else, something darker, still remains." Alina, barely able to stand, nodded. "This goes deeper than her." As they descended into the darkness below the Haveli, something watched from behind a wall of presence older than Zoya, cloaked not in sadness, but in hunger. To be continued. Love might have set Zoya free, but in doing so, Ryan and Alina have opened something far older and far more dangerous. A new staircase appears, descending into the heart of the Haveli. The next chapter won't just test their courage, it will test their very sanity. Stay tuned for episode 12, The Forbidden Below. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share if you're brave enough to follow their descent.